Yo, what is up guys? Boris here, coming to you guys with a quick video for Super Skulls in One Piece Treasure Cruise. Now, I know that most of you guys will know where to find these, but there are still a lot of comments that I get on a daily basis about where exactly to farm these Super Skulls so you can super evolve your units in One Piece Treasure Cruise. And so again, this is only available in Japan in the Japanese version of the game. Hopefully it'll come to global soon. And this is primarily a way to evolve characters beyond their normal rating. So right now you can only get 5-star plus and 6-star plus characters, and there's only a few handful, but I'm going to go over how to get every single skull in this video. So first off, what are they used for? Well, like I said, they are used to super evolve certain characters in the game, primarily the Straw Hats, the base story Straw Hats. Those guys are going to be the ones that are getting super evolutions first. And up to right now, I believe we have all of them except for Frankie and Robin. And Brook, sorry. Frankie, Robin, and Brook don't have one. But all the other ones do have them. As you can see, this is an evolution of Gear 2nd Story Mode Luffy. Base Luffy, 5-star, goes to 5-star to 5-star plus. And as you can see, he gets amazing stats. His captain ability becomes amazing and his special becomes really nice. So it's definitely worth it to farm these and evolve them. Now, it is important to note that if you played during the campaign, you got some of them for free. So this is primarily for those of you guys who maybe don't know where to get the rest or just didn't play during the campaign. This is how you're going to be able to super evolve your characters. And trust me, like I said, it's 100% worth it because these characters are quality improvements over their previous forms. And like I said, you can do the rest of Straw Hats. I'll go over how to do the legend skulls here in a second, but first let's talk about the Straw Hat ones. You're going to go first to the 3D 2Y Story Mode Island. As you can see here, we're going to go into 3D 2Y Story Mode. This is pretty far into story, so if you miss the free skulls, unfortunately you'll have to farm all the way up here. But once you get here, it's all fair game. They do have a pretty bad drop rate, so it might take you a few gems. But pretty much you're going to go to the respective islands. So if you want the Zoro, let's say you have a Zoro you want to evolve. Ashura Zoro evolves into the new one. Anyway, you can click here to see that in fact you can get the green Zoro Super Skull in this story mode island. If you want to evolve Nami, then you could go to this one, and sorry I keep clicking that, you go to this one. As you can see, you can get the purple Nami Super Skull. As you can see, just keep doing that for all the islands. I assume when Robin, Frankie, and Brooks come out, you're going to do the same thing, and they have about the same rate as a normal story island, so you know, it might take you a few gems to get them, but you'll get them. Just keep farming, and I recommend doing that on ×2 drop rate. Once you do that, I believe it just takes that plus a Rainbow Dragon, which you can get to the Rayleigh shop or just farm during the Rainbow Island on Thursdays, right? Dragon Islands. And at that point, you should be good to go. It's important to note that your levels will carry over, and your skill ups will carry over, and your sockets will carry over. So pretty much you do not need to have max level to evolve, unlike other versions. And if you missed out, if it's not max skill, you can skill them up with previous books. So for instance, 5-star plus Luffy, you can get skill ups on him through Gear 2nd books, or you can skill up your Gear 2nd to max and then evolve it. Either way it works. And that is pretty much the gist. That is how you get the Super Skulls for all of the Straw Hats. Future characters might have them in different ways, but until we finish the Straw Hats, this is going to be the way to get them. Now here comes the hard part, the difficult part. 6-star plus. 6-star plus is a whole nother ball game. Pretty much the legends now have the ability to evolve into super 6 stars. So for instance, here's Boa. I actually managed to do this a while ago. I made a video a few days ago. I evolved her to 6-star plus. Again, they get improvements on captain abilities, specials, levels carry over, sockets carry over, and skill ups carry over as well. Cotton Candy does as well, just like normal evolution. However, to get these, it's different. These do not have individual Super Skulls. They are based on certain color Super Skulls. So you have like a blue Super Skull, red Super Skull, and hopefully a yellow one soon, because apparently Sabo is getting a super 6-star next. So these Super Skulls are pretty tough to get because the only way you can get them is through a invasion raid boss. So what exactly is an invasion raid boss? There's two different types. There's Young Whitebeard at the moment, and there's Shanks. Young Whitebeard shows up potentially at the end of a raid boss. So if you're doing a 60 stamina raid boss, there is about I think it's like a 1 in 10 chance for these guys to show up. And so not only do you have a 1 in 10 chance of it to show up, but then once it shows up, you have about a 5% chance that the Super Skull of that color drops. And for Shanks, it's the same thing except it's Colosseum. So if I wanted to try to farm like I was doing earlier this week for a Boa or a Whitebeard Skull at the moment, a blue or a red one, then I would have to do a Colosseum. All the Chaos, I believe, have the same difficulty and the same rates. Some have higher stamina, but it doesn't seem like that affects it from what we've noticed. So I'd go into the X-Drake, run the X-Drake dungeon, right? Then after I run the X-Drake dungeon, there is about a 10% chance that Shanks shows up. And if he shows up, I have the option to fight him, do that raid boss. I have to do it with the exact same team, and there are no continues, so you cannot revive. So if you see the skull drop and you lose, it's over. Keep in mind that the Super Skull will drop on the 4th room every time from what I've noticed. It does not drop on the boss will drop himself every time. And it's a pretty tedious process, as you can tell. It's about a 1 in 10 chance, and it's about a 5%, so 1 in 20. It's pretty annoying. You're looking at about 200 runs on average. And yeah, you just have to keep grinding and grinding and grinding until you finally get it to show up one day, because it's a pain. Unless you're really lucky and you get it first try. So once you get that, you know, just takes a few more evolution materials and you are good to go. Same thing with the Whitebeard. You know, if there's a 60 stamina raid boss that you can clear, try to make a team that can clear both the raid boss and the young Whitebeard. I have young Whitebeard videos and I have a Shank video on my channel, so check those out if you have any questions about that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Right now, that is the gist of how all of this works. We assume that when the Sabo Super Skull comes out, it'll be the same. You're gonna get it through the Invasion Shanks with the Invasion Whitebeard. And well, I guess last thing, if for some reason you know, maybe you're a new player or something, you don't have the units, because those dungeons are the most difficult raid bosses in the game, then there is always the option of waiting, and you can potentially get it from the Rayleigh store. However, it costs 10k points. To put that into perspective, that would be the same as pulling 2 Dupe Legends. It's definitely nice that it's in the store, but it does cost a lot. So I would recommend trying to get it if you can through the raid boss. If not, then you can get it through here. Well, with that said, guys, thanks a lot for watching. If you have any more questions about Super Skulls or Super Evolutions, or just want to tell me about potential ones that you'd like to see in the future, let me know down below in the comments. I'll talk to you guys next time, and until then, peace.